So I've got to meet some awesome superstars the past couple years, and everyone always asks me, what is this superstar like? And today we're going to talk about all the WWE superstars that I've met. We're just going to do the past 2 years because I've met a lot of superstars in my life, and I feel like it's way more honest now as an adult because when I was younger, you know, you have cool interactions and stuff like that with everybody, you know? So we're going to talk about all the superstars that I met the past 2 years, what they were like, what the experience was like meeting them, where I met them, and all cool stuff like this. So with that being said, let's roll it. So first up, we're going to go with someone that I recently interviewed, and that was CM Punk. Now, this one is going to be a little biased because I am obviously a CM Punk fanboy, but meeting CM Punk was freaking awesome, and like getting to interact with him the way I did, ask him, you know, legit interview questions, get to do a skit with him afterwards, get to do the blind ranks that I did with him. It was really cool because for the longest time, everyone always told you CM Punk's an asshole, CM Punk, like he's not a nice guy to meet, he doesn't give people the time of day, and maybe I got very lucky because I was in the position I was in, but he was so nice to me. He didn't say a single bad thing about the content, like flowed with it. Every idea that I pitched him, he's like, all right, let's do it, I'm in. That sounds awesome. And he also hung out with us afterwards and like chatted with us, and like he seemed like he actually cared about like the conversation we were having. Mind you, obviously, like I knew to talk with him about jiu-jitsu as I do jiu-jitsu. My buddy that was with me does jiu-jitsu. So like we got to talk about things that we have in common and things we like. So he was freaking awesome. Next up, we have Rhea Ripley, and that's another one. Rhea Ripley was just, when I tell you, she is just like as advertised. Everything that you can think about Rhea Ripley is just how you think she is going to be. She was so nice, caring. Like when I first walked into the room to like meet her, she literally said like, oh, like I've seen her videos, like I love your videos, I love what you do. And I was like, oh my God, like that's, you know, like holy shit, like Rhea, number one, Rhea knows who I am, but like she went out of her way to make sure that I knew that and stuff like that. And when I interviewed her, she was so freaking awesome. The skits that we did afterwards, she was so happy to do and like played along so well. And again, she stayed with me like for 10 minutes after we did the interview and just like chatted. We talked about a few, you know, things that, you know, that's neither here nor there, but it was like so cool, like talk to her and stuff like that. And like everything you imagine Rhea Ripley to be in person, like that's what she is. Like she's literally as advertised as a person. Next up is Natty. Now, Natalya is just wow. Like when I tell you, you do not expect Natalya to be this freaking cool. Like Natty was so just like, yo, she gives that mom feeling. You know what I'm saying? You know when like you meet someone's mom and they're like, oh, you're my son's friend. I'm gonna treat you like you're like my son. You know what I mean? And like Natty, she's been following me on social media for a while. When she saw me at the event that I met, so I met her at this is like the third time that I met her, but recently I met her again at the Netflix little party that they had before the Monday Night Raw at the Barclays Center right after SummerSlam. It was that Monday Night Raw. She came to me, gave me a hug. She filmed a blind rank with me and just chatted it up with me. And she like went out of her way to be like, I love your content. I love what you do. I think you're freaking awesome. And she checks in on me from time to time. Like she'll DM me and be like, oh, like, you know, like you coming to this show and stuff like that. And it's like, you can tell why she's with the company for how long she's been with the company because she is that freaking cool. And I'm sure everyone in that locker room loves her. And like, she's the best. Like Natty is literally the freaking best. Now, someone you wouldn't expect to be super freaking cool, but we had an amazing experience meeting, Aleister Black. Aleister Black, we met him at, I'm not allowed to talk about the event till September, but we met him at an event during SummerSlam weekend, and he talked with me, my buddies, Dylan and Chris, for, I'm not even joking, 45 minutes. We talked about soccer. We talked about Muay Thai. We talked about getting into fights on the street. We talked about just life in general. And he literally just like felt like one of the boys. Like we were standing there at this event, just us four talking the entire time. Like we were supposed to be doing, and like for whatever reason, we just gravitated towards each other. And it was just, I don't know how to explain it, but he literally felt like our best friend. Like we talked about stuff that like, I don't think I'll ever talk about with another pro wrestler. I don't think they'll ever be that comfortable to talk to us about certain things. Like, he told us stories and stuff where I was like, I don't know if he should be telling us these things, but like, whether it was just he felt like we were like cool dudes, or he just felt like he was okay to be open with us. Aleister Black was like, when I tell you, out of everyone that I'm going to talk about on this list, that was the biggest wow to me of how cool that man was. And then obviously with Aleister Black, we had Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, I'm very lucky to have, I've talked to her a couple times before that. We actually follow each other on social media. She's actually going to be on the channel in the future. But Zelina was super cool because Zelina's from our area. The one thing you'll learn about me is I'm very biased towards people from New York. Super, super biased. I'm sure you can tell by some of my videos I'm very biased. But Zelina is from our area, and it's very easy to chat with her. I've also her cousin Amazing Red. I go to House of Glory all the time. Fun fact, she uses code RED because that's her cousin's move, Amazing Red and stuff like that. So I've seen Zelina for years. I knew about Zelina coming up and stuff like that. And Zelina's someone that like I hold dear to my heart because she's a New Yorker. She's from our area. She's an underdog. All my friends are Puerto Rican and stuff like that. But Z was literally just chatting it up with me. We were talking about the future content we want to do. We were talking about like the school she went to, because again, she lives pretty close to us and stuff like that. And we just like chatted about like sports teams and things. And it was just like, Zelina's another one of those where she has this whole like fiery personality on TV, but like, she's one of the most laid back people. And like, she's from New York, so it's really easy for me personally to have like related to her. Now, also at this event, we got to hang out with the Street Profits and stuff like that. And Dawkins is, he's the man. Like, Angelo Dawkins is the freaking man. Montez Ford was cool as well. I didn't get to chat with Ford as much as that I wanted to. It was like kind of quick. Like, he was like chatting it up with us. But like, Dawkins is mad cool because Dawkins is a Bengals fan. I'm a Bengals fan. I have a really good relationship with Vontez Burfict as well. So like, we had like a mutual friend that we could talk about and stuff like that. And we were basically just chatting it up about the Bengals and talking about like the football season coming up and stuff like that. And he talked to us like he was one of the bros again. Another guy that like, once you get him chatting, that man was just going and going and going. So Docs was awesome. Ford is someone that I kind of wish I got to talk to a little more. I don't know if he was being more reserved and laid back because he couldn't tell if we were cool or not, or maybe he just has more of an introverted personality, but we didn't really get to talk to Ford as much. Now, Grayson Waller is someone that I've got to meet, I think 3 times now. I met him at a Netflix event. I met him twice at On Location Hospitality. Every single time, that guy has either tried to ruin my video or troll me. Hold on a sec. The type of relationship I have with this guy is he signed my hat and made sure to write, "You suck, Grayson Waller" on it. Now, I think Waller is just really good at his character and knows how to stay in character at all times. But I'm telling you, from seeing him at some of the other tables and seeing how he interacts with the kids, I think he is very good at his job. And I think that he genuinely just understands how to do his job very well. And I think that he does actually really like people, but he knows he's got to do this character if he wants to have basically the job that he has right now. So yes, he was a mean asshole to me, right? Because that's like what he's supposed to be doing. But I can tell he's doing it completely like in character and stuff like that. And I'm sure genuinely he's probably a really cool dude. Then I got to meet Raquel and Roxanne at On Location at SummerSlam. And Rocky was really awesome. Like, she went out of her way to like find out like how we're doing, like how we're enjoying the weekend and stuff like that. And I get it. Like, you know, that's like kind of their job for when they do that stuff. Roxy, I didn't really get to interact with much. She was kind of tired and quiet. They had just lost their titles the night before, so I'm sure she wasn't in the greatest mood, even though obviously it's all scripted. But she obviously went through a match. She probably just like recovering and stuff like that. And I've never really got to talk to her other than that, so like I don't know how she really is. Maybe she is just introverted and laid back and stuff like that. But I literally like maybe said one word to her and we took a picture together and stuff like that. But Rocky was freaking cool. Like, Rocky, she, you know, being a New Yorker, she like asked us some questions, and she asked like, you know, where she could eat after, since they were going to be staying for Raw and all that stuff. But they were cool, right? Like, there was nothing like wow factor, wasn't like anything crazy, but it was really cool of Rocky like going out of her way to like try to like chat with us. Now, Austin Theory, this is one that I'm going to be very biased here, because I am a big Austin Theory truther, but there's a reason why. When I met him, such a cool ass dude. Like, he like he wanted to chat with me. Like he literally, when I met him at a Netflix thing, he stood there and like listened to everything I had to say, asked me questions, chatted with me. It was one of those things where like it felt like we were having a genuine, like legit conversation. Just like I was talking about Aleister Black before. Sometimes when you chat with them, you know that they're just there doing their job sometimes, right? Austin Theory, it felt very like genuine. It felt like he actually cared about the conversation we're having and stuff like that. And obviously, I think setting played a big part because it was an invite only private event and stuff like this. So like he knew that it wasn't just people that were trying to maybe farm engagement out of him or try to get him to say something bad or trying to be like super fanboys or anything and things like that. And he was super cool. He also filmed a blind rank with me and stuff like that. And we got to chat about a few things and chat about the Vice documentary he was in and things like that. And he was super awesome. Grayson Waller showed up and tried to ruin our conversation and stuff like that. He kept trying to flame our friends. He was like trying to make fun of my hairline and my friend's hairline. And then my friend took off his hat and he had a perfect hairline and all this. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm bald, but like my boy's not. You tried to call him bald or whatever. But Theory is, you can tell he's a special guy when you meet him. He has that personality, energy, and aura that was just like amazing. And then I got to meet Alpha Academy, right? So I got to meet Otis, Tozawa, and Maxine, all three together. Tozawa wasn't really chatty. I met Tozawa twice now. He really, I just don't think he gave a shit about me. I'll be honest. I don't think he wanted to be there either times. Maxine was super cool. Like she really wanted to chat and stuff like that. And she was really awesome. Otis was the man. Otis, by the way, that man is freakishly strong, like underratedly freakishly strong. That man, like when he went to say what's up to me, grabs my hand and pulls me in, and I thought my shoulder pulled out of my socket. Like he literally like grabbed my arm, my like shoulder felt like it pulled out of my socket when he was like going to like give me like a bro hug. And I was like, God damn, this guy is strong as crap, you know, but he chatted with us for a little bit and then they just went on their merry way. It was a small, like quick chat and stuff like that. But they were like awesome, like cool guys. And Maxine was cool and stuff like that. Tozawa, I just don't think Tozawa liked me. I'll be honest. I think that's just what it was. Another person that's super unsuspectingly, underratedly the man was Oba Femi. Oba Femi genuinely surprised me the most, I think, out of every single person I've ever met in the WWE. He was just like such a cool dude. Like we literally talked where he talked to me as Isaac, right? Like I interviewed him and he talked to me as Isaac and Oba Femi and stuff like that. He's a gamer. I came from gaming and stuff like that. He was just such a cool dude. And once the camera was off, he just like wanted to know like, you know, like what games we playing and stuff like that, where we're from, you know, what kind of content I make and stuff like that. Like he was genuinely curious in who I was and like things about me and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, like this guy's fucking awesome. You know, like there was something like so genuine. He's also way bigger than you realize. Like Oba Femi's a monster, not like in a bad way, but you saw he was like just a huge freaking dude. He was really cool. Now this one, I have to be fair. I don't know if he just didn't mess with me, but Dragon Lee was at the Netflix event, and I wanted to film a video with him. And he told me he didn't speak any English, but he did a promo the other day on TV speaking English. So I was like, did he just not mess with me and didn't want to do a video with me and just be like, yo, I don't know any English. Do you speak Spanish type thing? And I was like, so I told him like, you know, soy hablo un poquito español. Like I speak a little bit of Spanish. And he's just talking really fast in Spanish. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, bro. But he just like, I was like, damn, he just don't fuck with me. He just doesn't mess with me. He doesn't want to make a video with me. And he pulled the I don't speak English card. Maybe he doesn't speak English and they just taught him the lines on the, but it sounded like pretty good English. I just think Dragon Lee doesn't mess with me. I think that's what it was. So I had quick run-ins with Ivy Nile. She actually knew who I was from TikTok, which was awesome. She actually took pictures with us. We were actually in our hotel at SummerSlam, and I got to take a quick pic with her. I didn't really get to chat with her much, but she was super awesome. She knew who I was, and I had like a really quick chat with her. Nothing too cool, but the fact that she like went out of her way to be like, hey, I know you from TikTok, and like still like talk to me real quick about how she was going to be on Monday Night Raw and stuff like that was really awesome, because they don't have to do that. Most of the time at the hotel, they'll take a picture and just walk away. Kind of like with the Viking Raiders. We took a picture with them and they just like walked away, you know? But it's the Viking Raiders. They're cool. I like the Viking Raiders. I met them at a Raw It was in like a hospitality room beforehand, and they were super nice. Dakota Kai, obviously she's not with the WWE anymore, but she was so awesome. Her and Kathy Kelly, I got to meet both of them and chat with them. Again, she's a gamer, I'm a gamer as well, so we got to chat a little bit about that. Kathy, for whatever reason, pulled the she's like did like this whole like, oh, I'm not like, I don't look good enough to be on camera right now, and I was like, who you lying to, bro? Who you lying to? You know, like, what are we talking about here? But Dakota was super cool, awesome. We did a blind rank with her, and she was just like, again, like one of the sweetest girls and stuff like that. Like, she was awesome. I blanked out for a second. Eddie Thorpe. I got to have a quick interaction with him at, was it Vengeance Day? Whatever the PLE was, when Stephanie and Julia had their match when Stephanie became double champ. I had a quick interaction with him. He kind of flamed me. He was in character. Or maybe he just didn't like me. Tiffany Stratton was one of the coolest experiences I had of meeting a wrestler, because she literally started it with going by, I love your videos. And I was like, oh my God, Tiffany Stratton watches me. And that was really cool and stuff like that. I got to have like a quick chat with her afterwards and stuff, but she's freaking awesome. Jay Penta, quick interaction. Solo, I got to chat with a couple times. He is freaking awesome. Awesome. Liv Morgan, I got just a quick hi from her and stuff like that. I got to like run into her, but everyone always tries to talk to her, so like, I didn't even bother. And like over the years when I was younger, I got to meet the Hardys. I got to meet Rey Mysterio. But one story I always tell everybody was when I got to meet Brock Lesnar in 2002 at Funtime USA, before Survivor Series 2002, when Paul Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar. And I remember this perfectly because I was like 8 years old at the time, and I got to take a cool picture of Brock Lesnar. And I remember Paul Heyman telling me that they're gonna beat Big Show to a bloody pulp tomorrow, because I think I met him either that Friday or that PLE on Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna have to look it back up, but I met them the day before the show. It was freaking so cool, because like Brock Lesnar was so awesome. He looked like, when you're 8 years old, Brock Lesnar looks like a walking action figure. Like, he looked ginormous. He had like that like crew cut and all that stuff, and he was just, it's an experience that I feel like I hold next to my heart forever, and stuff like that, because like he was the first like wrestler where I met, and I was like, holy shit by it, you know, like I met like this like superhuman looking person, and like we took a picture where he like had me basically on his shoulder, you know, and it was like amazing experience. And Paul Heyman made it even cooler when he said he's gonna beat Big Show to a bloody pulp, and I was like, damn, that was so freaking cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cool. And I've met a few other wrestlers here and there. I didn't want to talk too much about bad experiences I had with wrestlers, just because, like, you know, sometimes they have bad days. You run into people in the airport, they might have a bad day. Like, I ran into Los Garza and Legado, basically, and they were really cool. Like, they said, what's up? And people were asking for pictures. I don't really ask for pictures much unless, like, I can tell they're chilling or whatever. People were asking for pictures. They kind of didn't want to take any pictures or whatever. I just think they were trying to get to their gate and stuff like that. I don't really bother people in the airport and stuff, but you know, I've had some experiences with some wrestlers. It's just, I feel like that doesn't need to be shown in the light of day. If you had a bad experience with a wrestler, you never know, right? Like, they could have a bad day or whatever. I really like to talk about the good experiences. And that's basically like everyone in the past 2 years that I had good experiences with. I'm sure there's more that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. But those were just some of the people that I met that were freaking awesome. I hope I get to meet more of these wrestlers and make some content with them and do some good things with them. If you have any comments on anyone that you think I should meet, maybe make some interview content with or something, let me know down in the comments below. If there's any wrestlers you met, let me know down below as well, and what the experience was like. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe. This is much love from me to you,